it's been so long since we've done this. It would be nice to find some sort of narrative thread in there. And not just be too all over the place. There's always the tendency to want to just talk about everything at once because...
we do that.
Because, especially if there's a break between...
episodes.
Yeah. So, this is Hoot and Review.
I'm Jenna.
Jared. There we go.
What really matters is what you like, not what you are like. Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.
Been on hiatus and we're catching up now.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Okay.
Are you recording? It doesn't even look like your computer's on.
Well, it's not attached to the computer.
Ah.
It's all on the Zoom.
Okay.
Which is good because then it actually saved my ass on a couple of things while I was out of town because I had it just on an SD card so I could edit on my laptop while I was out.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. I don't know, I've got this weird, one patch of skin on my shoulder that is super dry.
Ew, is it contagious?
I don't think so. Well, it doesn't help that I keep scratching at it, and I don't put any lotion on. So
I'm just not going to touch any of your stuff.
People.
Just your cat, because she's making me pet her.
It's honestly just dry skin, and I think I keep exacerbating it by having a strap there.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Because you wear a man purse?
I have a bag. Yeah. Man purse.
What was that?
That was apparently Janelle's computer. It just won't shut down.
I have blisters because I've been training to hike the canyon again.
Oh, yeah?
I'm hiking to Supai Village this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
What made you want to do that?
I'm going with some volunteers from NAU, from the Department of Psychology. They do a little carnival thing for kids that live there.
Yeah.
So we're going and doing crafts and fun stuff with the kids. Dodgeball, kickball. And then I guess we get to get up early on Saturday and go see the falls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. Although I don't know what to expect. I've seen all these pictures on Insta, but there's been a lot of rain this year so far, so it could be a lot of water flowing, and it could be kind of muddy, although I hope it's pretty and blue. Yeah. Like you see in the pictures. But yeah, I feel really lucky to do that. So anyway, I was trying to get in shape, but I gave myself blisters, so I'm just going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I have to deal.
I will be at Record Store Day on Saturday morning.
Oh, that's Saturday. I knew I was missing something.
Stinkweeds.
That's cool. Are there any good performances happening?
There's something. There's a Meat Puppets DJ set.
Oh, okay.
I heard. There's some other things going on there. I just always go to Stinkweeds because I like Stinkweeds.
Yeah.
I will also usually stop by the Zia on Camelback because it's not far. But usually I will wait in line at Stinkweeds and get whatever I can there, and then I'll go and check out other stuff along the way. I don't know. I might check out some other places this time. Jason Kyle wrote an article for Phoenix Magazine that talks about some various record stores around the valley and what they've got going on. So I might check that out too and see what he recommends. But,
yeah, I think a lot of people hop from record shop to record shop.
Yeah, I used to really enjoy doing that. And as I get older, I'm less of a hopper. I'm just like, I want to go to one place and get the stuff and then get out.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that therapy is going to help me out of this a little bit, but I just increasingly have found that I just don't want to deal with people.
Crowds, right?
Crowds. Yeah. Just generally speaking. And I know part of it's I'm just in my head too much. But anyway, and then I actually have a gig recording a thing at Changing Hands in Tempe that is it's called Birds and Bards, and it's going to involve like David Charlton and Rosemary Dombrowski. And
I saw a thing on Facebook.
Yeah, it's to do with, I probably should know more about it, but it's somebody who was a longtime customer there who was also a painter, and when he died, he donated all of these bird paintings to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So are you reading?
I'm not reading. I'm just recording.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about my speed right now.
Yeah.
I'm not up for participating so much.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I have a funny 6 degrees of separation kind of story for you, but I thought you would appreciate that.
Sure.
So my buddy Mark was in town from New York City, and I went out to dinner with him last Thursday. Then he and his brother were going to go see the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox.
And a friend of his was in a commercial with somebody who was in a bit part with Kevin Bacon.
A friend of his is actually Koch O'Riordan, who used to be married to Elvis Costello.
Oh.
And like for 20 years.
I always thought it was Kate.
Well, he calls her Koch.
That's probably some Irish pronunciation.
And I was like, wow. So he gave me this update. There's a new tour that's booked or planned and dates.
With Elvis?
Yeah.
Yeah,
apparently.
no, it's Elvis and Blondie.
Yeah. So I hadn't heard or seen that yet.
Yeah, they're not stopping here.
Oh, well.
But I'm thinking
Damn
about
you, Ticketmaster.
driving to Temecula, because that's where... Well, I mean, of all of the shows that are in California, that one's on a Saturday, so I figure I could drive there, go to the show, and then come back and still,
okay. Yeah. All right. That's worth
So I was
taking
looking
a
at
personal
it.
day. Don't you get any personal days at work?
Yeah, but I've been using them for, I used them, a lot of them for Portland and for San Francisco, and then I'm sure I'll need to do some other things for the business coming up, because we have different events and things and authors to go do events for, so...
I'm taking a personal day at the end of the month to see Bikini Kill at the Palladium in LA.
Nice.
Yeah. Although I just found out, I guess they're coming to this state also, but whatever.
Yeah.
My friend who lives in LA got us the tickets, so I thought, yeah, that's fine. I could take a Friday, rent a car, drive across LA to where she lives and see the show with her.
Nice. My ticket. Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
going to be stuck in traffic for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'll just pound coffees
There
on
you
the plane. On my 1 hour flight.
My ticket for Calexico and Iron and Wine at the Orpheum just came in the mail today.
When is that show?
I don't even know. I just didn't want it to sell out, and there were already a lot of the really good seats were taken, so I'm just getting a ticket now and
At
not
the
worrying
Orpheum.
about it.
How cool.
Yeah. I've never seen a show
Calexico in years. You haven't? That's a good venue.
I had wanted to see both Jeff Tweedy and Tom Waits had played there, and both of their shows sold out quickly, and I couldn't get tickets. So
yeah,
I had wanted to go to both of those, but I've seen Calexico a lot recently because I went to their show when they were at the Van Buren, I want to say last year, because I talked to Joey Burns for the podcast.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Flying Burrito Festival, and they came up to that
my students went to that.
They just covered Flying Burrito Brothers songs and Graham Nash stuff. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I haven't seen Calexico in years, a long time.
They're a great live band.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Iron and Wine. So
yeah, I've never seen Iron and Wine either.
Yeah.
They're from Florida originally, right? That sounds right.
Iron and Wine?
Yeah, the lead
Oh
guy.
yeah, that whatever his name is, bushy beard dude. Yeah, it's one of those, when it's like Bill Callahan going under smog for most of his career, right? Once it's like, oh, you have a name outside of that. I always wonder about artists that decide to go under a band name when they're solo, especially if it's like Bonnie Prince Billy or even the Chris Collingwood from Fountains of Wayne, when he did his solo thing, and I'm using air quotes, which is great for a podcast, but when he did his solo thing, he called it Look Park and didn't put it out under his own name. So
would you consider the frontman of Neutral Milk Hotel a one-man band?
Yeah, Jeff Mangum? I think that's his name. That sounds right.
Yeah. Remember a couple years ago they were touring again?
Yeah.
Or he was?
Yeah. I think he did the whole Coachella thing and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched some videos of him on YouTube, and I kind of think he's a nut job.
He came out at like a similar time, or for maybe not exactly similar, but I lump him in with that whole DIY, one-man band kind of thing, like Bright Eyes, or
right.
There's that Say Hi person who's just one dude, but he goes under the name Say Hi.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of that in the early aughts, I feel, late 90s, early aughts.
I think so. Yeah. Seems like college rock had a thing with people that had a band name, but it was really one person.
Yeah.
Projects, fun.
There was a lot of that. Like, I'm trying to think of
any new albums you'll be shopping for on Record Store Day.
I think I actually have a list this time. I might have a list this time. There are a few things. Jeff Tweedy is putting out yet another album. He's put out just a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's been really active lately.
Yeah. So I'll get that. And there is the next in the series of Questlove Squeeze singles. This one is Erykah Badu and I forget who the other person is, but they're doing Tempted. And it just seems like, I don't know when the actual album is coming out, but they seem to just be releasing a single every record store day, either Record Store Day or Record Store Black Friday. There seems to be something. So,
that's fun.
I don't know. I think eventually the thing's going to come out on Yep Rock, but what else? There were a few. Mark Maron is doing a Live from the Garage thing that has like Amy Mann, Jay Mascis. I think like 10 tracks of people who just played live in the garage.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that would be good.
I don't, and that's usually what decides whether or not. I mean, how early I get in line, I suppose.
How bad
that's
you want.
Annoying.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, how much I'm willing to like get there early and stand in line for stuff is if I look at the Record Store Day website and see what's coming out. Yeah, what the exclusives are, if it's worth it or not. There was one year I think I just decided I didn't end up going at all because I just didn't care about any of the stuff. But the last few years there's been at least a couple of things I cared about getting. So
yeah, I guess I know what you're saying about the crowds, and like I'm not really purchasey anymore. I don't have to own objects so much because I listen to so much music on Spotify and Pandora lately. So I don't do the Record Store Day. I haven't for years. But I think it's good to support local businesses. I noticed somewhere it was posted it's Local Business Week. That's cool.
I'm sure I've got, so yeah, hey, you can support Hoot and Waddle then.
Yeah.
We're a local business.
Buy books.
But so I'm sure that...
and printed by local people.
Printed by local people, yeah. Written by...
Some of them
That was one of the things that, yeah. Well, for independent bookstore day, actually... let me finish the thought I was thinking. It doesn't matter. I was just going to say Hoot and Waddle is part of Local First Arizona, so I'm sure I have some email about Local Business Week or whatever. But that was one of the cool things about AWP was I actually met some of our authors for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Because they were all in Portland for that.
Wow. All together in one place.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was cool.
Yeah. How was the weather?
It was great.
Yeah.
There was like one day where it was kind of rainy, which for Portland isn't bad.
Yeah, one day.
But I loved the cool weather. I finally, had a reason to get an actual coat. That was not, I
ran into you and I think you said something like, I could live in Portland.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, financially I couldn't swing it right now, but
rent, it's crazy. It's so high demand right now, but
yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I could definitely see, because and I like San Francisco. I've been there a few times and I like the city a lot. But going from there to Portland, I'm like, oh, this is just much more chill.
Much more chill.
And it's
the
still
max speed limit is like 35.
And it's and it's still super walkable too. I didn't. I the only time that I drove during the 5 or 6 day span that I was there was to go to the convention center to drop off all of our product, and then to go to the convention center to pack it all up. Yeah. At the end, and in between, I was never. Other than being in an Uber once or twice, I think. Other than that, I walked everywhere.
That's nice.
It was great.
Neighborhood to neighborhood, sometimes you have to drive or take the bus. But I might go back at the end of June to volunteer at Rock and Roll Camp for Girls.
Oh, yeah?
The original. I did that a few years ago. It was a really cool experience. And we have a local one now.
Yeah.
Also in June, so I think I might do both. Because I'm going to be very transient this summer. I'm moving around and traveling as much as I can, so...
I had just well, as you saw, I just talked to Amy Young. So I